Last thing I want to talk about real quick. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I've watched the film. I dissected it. They don't make good decisions
Celtics.
when they get in the paint. The Celtics don't. And I've never seen a result so correlated directly to a stat. They're 1-7 when they have 16 or more turnovers in the playoffs, and they're 13-2 when they have 15 or less turnovers. And they continue to make the same mistakes to me. Golden State, a lot of times when they get a mismatch with Tatum or Brown, they're sending a second defender early, basically to the middle of the paint, playing that drive, and Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are getting downhill. They're playing off 1 foot and then making poor decisions out of that. They're bobbling the ball. They're getting stripped. They're trying to draw a foul. They're making bad kick-out passes. That, to me, ultimately is like the marker. If they can limit their turnovers in Game 6 and 7, they have a real chance to win the series.
Do you think, we've talked a ton about the turnovers. We talked about it with Tyrese the other day. How much of this should we attribute to Golden State's defense?
A ton of it. First of all, let's acknowledge Andrew Wiggins is a great defender. Gary Payton is a great defender. Draymond Green is a great defender. Klay's been solid. Otto Porter Jr. has been solid. Steph has been solid. So they're trying to hunt certain matchups, but because they have this game plan where they're always in a help position and they're always coming early. You look at any Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown ISO at the top of the key or on the side, they're bringing over the low guy early. And they're still driving into him. Sometimes we just need a simple swing pass. Draymond talked about it. Sometimes we just need a simple swing pass to shift the defense. I thought they did that beautifully in the fourth quarter of Game 1. What was the result? They got 9 threes, 8 of which were direct results of driving kicks on catch and shoots. Like that, to me, is how they've got to play offense. They've got to shift the defense in the fourth quarter, and they haven't been able to do that at times.
Do you have before we go, do you have a Game 6? You've been pretty good about this whole playoffs, about throwing a name out, about somebody stepping up who we might not expect. I think that GP did that in Game 5 for Golden State. Do you have a name on either side that you feel like is going to make an impact tonight?
Oh, man. Beyond the norm?
Yeah, beyond the norm.
Well, everybody's talking about Tatum, and that's fine. His struggles, blah, blah, blah. Let's also acknowledge, by the way, that despite his shooting struggles from 2, he is shooting 48% from 3. He's averaging over 23. He's averaging over 7 assists. He's averaging over 7 rebounds through 5 games in a series, or actually in the finals, period. He's one of 10 guys ever to do that. He's the youngest guy ever to do that. I think Jaylen Brown is the guy for the Celtics. That's the guy. He's coming off a 5 for 18 game where he took 17 shots that were contested. I think he'll be better. And I think he, as good or bad as Tatum plays, whatever, I think Jaylen Brown will be the difference maker if the Celtics are to win Game 6.
They also need the bench. They need White and Pritchard. I mean, Pritchard hasn't given them much, but like they can't get outplayed like they did on Monday, bench wise, if they have a chance.
Well, so much of what we talked about prior to the series was the switching of the Celtics, and the Warriors do a great job switching as well. And so I think that takes a lot of Grant Williams' advantages out where he's hitting spot threes because they're just switching. And so because they're not really getting into rotation ever, and Boston's not taking advantage of them sending that second help defender on drives, he's not getting open opportunities. Pritchard is on such a short leash at times that you don't necessarily know. I mean, he's been great, but you don't know game to game what to get there. And Derek White, to me, is the guy. Like, Derek White has been an impact guy in this finals. He could be another guy that has a big impact tonight.